Good morning to all. Today we will talk about some very basic information about taxonomy. So first, what is taxonomy? A.P. de Candolle was the first to introduce the term taxonomy in the biological terminology. It is often known as systematic botany in a rather loose sense. The best definition for taxonomy, according to Cronquist 1968, is a study aimed at producing a system of classification or organism which best reflects the totality of their similarities and differences. So, a classification must be having similarities as well as differences of organism. Now, taxonomic studies involve several steps, which are identification, nomenclature, classification, and documentation. These all important steps will make taxonomic studies meaningful. Identification is distinguishing a plant either as belonging to a known type or something unknown, so far as identification. This is done by comparing with known ones, comparing unknown with known ones. Next step is nomenclature. Naming of plant is important as it is absolutely essential for all future communications. This is some typing mistake. All future communications of any information about the plant. Names are always binomial. That is, one first name is generic and second name is specific name. That is binomial name given in accordance with internationally accepted code of nomenclature. Now comes classification. Once the identity of the plant is determined, it must be given a suitable position amidst the various groups of already known plants which already exists. So what is the classification? What is the aim of classification? To give a suitable position to a plant between existing various groups of already known plants. Communication has been done over the centuries, accepting diverse basic principles. As a result, there are available at present a number of systems of classification. The next step after classifying a plant or given it a suitable position, the next step is documentation. This is essential preservation of plants in museums and herbaria in the form of illustrations or herbarium specimens. The specimen which was first used for giving a binomial name is known as type specimen. It is preserved as a botanical treasure for reference for future generations. This is the significance of documentation. Now, significance of taxonomy. In spite of the tremendous technological progress made by man, he is largely dependent on plants for his existence. Day by day, it becomes more and more necessary for man to find out new plants that are useful for food, medicine, and raw materials. Only taxonomic survey of flora will help in this search. That is why gene banks, germplasm pools, etc. are built up. Now, some terms which are popular in taxonomy. One is alpha taxonomy. Early taxonomic studies were usually made on dry plant specimens collected from distant parts of the world and stored in herbaria. It was the convenient method available for extensive studies. This type of taxonomy is often spoken as herbarium taxonomy. Turrell described this phase as alpha taxonomy. Next is biosystematics or experimental taxonomy. In this method, plants are not treated as dead and dry herbarium specimens, but as living organisms and as members of an ecosystem. So this is difference from alpha taxonomy to experimental taxonomy. Ecological, cytological, and genetic experiments are resorted to solve taxonomic problems. Drawback of this method is that it is applicable only to small taxonomic units. Next is omega taxonomy. Latest trend is to arrive at a perfect and phonetic system based upon the available data. That is omega taxonomy. This is known as omega taxonomy. It is a distant goal, hardly attainable, but worth aiming at it. Now, different systems of classification. Schemes for classifying the plant kingdom proposed at different periods may be divided into four main categories: artificial system, natural system, phylogenetic system, and phenetic system. Artificial system: any system of classification aiming at convenience, ignoring scientific accuracy, is artificial. When convenience is important and scientific accuracy was ignored while classifying the plants, such type of classification is come under the category of artificial system of classification. Here, grouping is done on the basis of only one or two characters. Classification of plants based on habit alone into herbs, undershrubs, shrubs, and trees, as done by the Greeks, is artificial. This is one of the example. Habit, classification on the basis of habit. That is definitely not scientific. Natural system. Interrelations of plants are more complex than apparent superficially. A classification to be scientific should reflect such relations existing in nature. This can be achieved only through a thorough comparison of plants based on all available details. Now, the degree of relationship is determined on the basis of similarities and differences. More the similarities, closer the affinity. So, comparative morphology becomes all important in deciding the form relationship existing among plants in nature. This scheme of classification is called natural system of classification. Several such systems are proposed during last 2 centuries. The last and by far the best being that of Bentham and Hooker's classification of plants. Next is phylogenetic system. When Charles Darwin successfully explained the process of organic evolution and proved it to be a natural phenomenon, naturalists were convinced of the necessity for a rethinking about taxonomic classification. There arise a necessity for a rethinking. They felt that truly scientific classification should reflect not merely the form relationship apparent in nature, but should indicate the evolutionary affinities. The As new species are evolved from pre-existing forms, several taxa could have a common source of origin. All those coming from such a common source should be placed in such a way as to show their relative distance from the point of origin as well as the degree of divergence among themselves. I repeat these important lines. Scientists felt that truly scientific classification should reflect not merely the form relationship apparent in nature, what apparently we see, but should indicate the evolutionary affinities also. There must be a light on evolutionary affinities between those plants. As new species are evolved from pre existing forms, several taxa could have a common source of origin. All those coming from such a common source should be placed in such a way as to show their relative distance from the point of origin as well as the degree of divergence from themselves. Only such a classification aiming to tracing the source of origin and following the line of descent should be regarded as truly scientific. A.W. Ickler onwards, several phylogenetic classifications have been proposed, each with its own merits and defects, but none which can claim perfection. So, this is phylogenetic classification. Next is phenetic classification. The latest system of classification incorporate the concept of evolution but go all out in search of data to determine the phylogenetic affinities of taxa. This new trend started late in 1960s. Eminent taxonomists like Cronquist, Takhtajan, Zimmermann, Thorne, and many others followed this line. The term phenetic system is used to refer to this most modern trend in plant taxonomy. So, these are some general terms which are used in taxonomy and classification of plants. Student must know about it. Thank you.